Hello, everybody. For those who celebrate, happy Easter. Yeah, this is not Easter week, but you're receiving this video on Easter. So, we are planning from April 10th through April 16th. And I'm tired. I'll just say that. I don't party hard. I don't, but I feel like I partied like this whole week. We're just in that mode for all week. So let's go to this last week and see what happened. So this was the Easter spread leading up to Easter. I'm actually filming this on Saturday. So for me, tomorrow's Easter. So happy time travel. And we had a full week because we had spring break. And we had one of my son's friends was visiting from out of town, and they had a blast. We went to the cat cafe, and they did some VR, and they played some games, and then they ran around our house with Nerf guns. Yeah, so they did great. But it was a lot. It was a lot because we have to be so careful because I'm immunocompromised. You know, we're all wearing masks and had the windows open and stuff like that. And fortunately, it wasn't too bitter cold here or anything. But it worked. And yeah, the other part of it was, so a week before this April 5th Wednesday, so the previous week in March, I got a hard drive. And made plans to take everything off of Dropbox, just a online backup service kind of a thing. If you don't know about it, and I had like 1.75 terabytes up there, and it took a week to get everything down. And there were so many files. I might have talked about this where. So I'm a former web designer, and so I would back up all these WordPress files, and there's just so many files. Like, it's thousands and thousands of files, and because even though they're really small, it's really hard to transfer them all because there's just quantity. So Dropbox does really well with like syncing one big file and just like bringing one down, and so I would do these batches of zip files and things, but then there would be too many files to compress and I couldn't do it. Anyway, it took a week, and it was kind of funny. I came down to the last directories, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna kind of had to like I guess the saying is pull teeth at the end. I don't know. It was like really had to like, it was really hard towards the end. Pulling teeth, I guess. I don't know. I don't know where that phrase comes from, and I don't know if that works in this instance. So, and then I just like copied the last file, and I thought, okay, there's going to be more, and then that was it. So it was a little anticlimactic. And yeah, and then I immediately shut down my account and deleted everything because yeah, there was some sensitive information up there, and glad it's like completely deleted, and hopefully they'll purge their servers soon, that kind of thing. I do think they're a mostly secure company. It's just I was going to have a renewal come up, and I didn't want to pay for their services anymore because I rarely use those files, and I wanted to have direct access to them all the time. And so now they're on the hard drive here, and again, they're old, but every once in a while a web client will come back and say, hey, do you have this asset? So I'm drinking some coffee out of my, who's this again? My goodness, it's Yesha is her name, and I'm trying to think if she goes by something else. I'm totally drawing a blank. I did this great interview with her for my podcast. What's her? I'll link it down below. Her, I don't think it's just Yesha Art. It might be her link. I'm drinking decaf, but still, I feel a little hungover brain-wise. Have you ever felt that where your brain is hungover? I don't drink just by choice. I don't like the flavor of it. I did stay up a little late watching weird shows, so maybe that's it. So pardon me for taking a couple sips. Anyway, the other thing was that we knew my son's iPad was dying. So here's the quick story about iPads. I had bought one for a trip in 2015 that had like internet access on it because I was traveling overseas. And then later that year, I got one of the big iPads. It was the first iPad Pro, and I wanted to use it for design. These were both about 2015, maybe the beginning of 2016 for the other one. I ended up, like, I love iPads. I think they're great. I ended up giving the smaller one to my son, the larger one to my husband, within probably a year. My son was 4-ish at the time, and so it really helped him to kind of have his own device and help communicate and calm him down, because he was newly diagnosed with autism at the time. And so he's had that iPad since 2015, and the battery's going. And while you can put a new battery in, it's easier to do it for iPhones, but we knew that the time had come, and so we had saved up. And so Wednesday night we went and got him an iPad. Actually, the box is right here next to me. He loves pink. He absolutely loves pink. And so the brand new ones, I hadn't even known that the new ones came out yet. Yeah, pink. And it even has a little pink logo here. So, yeah, so that happened. We didn't quite plan for it to happen over spring break. But what was happening was he sleeps to cat purring noises every night. It helps him sleep. And the battery, it just wasn't going through the night. And so he woke up like at 5 a.m. going, I can't sleep. I need my purring noises. So, yeah. And he's loving it. I mean, we've been wanting to do this for a couple years. The FaceTime capability is better now. So that was like 8 years, I think we had it. And we're going to trade it in. And, well, the box is coming to trade it in. And we all FaceTime together because my husband and I have newer-ish phones. I have a 12. Like, it's a couple years old. We keep our devices for quite a while. And we were all able to FaceTime and be on the screen together, which was a first. We knew those capabilities came out about a year or so ago. But only my husband and I could do it. But now that my son popped in, and he was like, oh, look at this. And it's also where if you set the iPad down, the iPad will follow you if you kind of move side to side in the frame, which was cool. And I love that my son got to kind of do that because that is like, you know, like I grew up when, let's see, how old was I? 14 when I got a phone in my room, which was a huge deal. My mom didn't really want to do that. My parents didn't really want to, but my grandma was visiting and they're like, let the girl have a phone. I think it was about the same time we got a microwave. My mom was resistant to microwaves, not for being scared of them. She just didn't know how to use them. And my grandmother used them all the time when she worked in a rectory with priests because she was very Catholic and living on her own. And that was a safe place for her to work. And she would heat up the priest's meals in there all the time. She cooked and stuff, but she also did that. So she was like, come on, hop on this microwave train here and come join us in the modern times. So anyway, my son, he FaceTimes his friends all the time. And so it was really nice to kind of come up with, well, to be able to do that for him. And then we had Oh, I thought maybe we got it here. No, it was here. Oh, okay, yeah. Because we had these 2 days were the visit. I was thinking this day. So before each of the, like the tail end of this week was like I was doing something like in all these mornings that was like going to the dentist and then going to the cat cafe, which, excuse me, it worked. I'm going doing 3 visits a year for the dentist because of my chronic illness and stuff. Like, just staying on top of that is really good. And so this was a nice quick visit, which was nice. I don't like the dentist. It's not my thing. Is it anybody's thing? I don't know. But coming back early from that, so it didn't take as long, and then being able to go to the cat cafe, and the boys were great there. We got some really cute pictures of even the 2 of them having fun. And then going to the chiropractor and then picking up groceries and gassing up the car, kind of all within the hour here. I think that's kind of what tired me out. It was just like, that was a lot yesterday of just kind of running around. And then I also filmed, by now it's already up. It's a sterling ink. I've talked about it last week. I got all the stickers in, and then my impressions of this. And so one person asked, like, how bumpy is it now that all the stickers are in? Because all the stickers that are required are in, like, to match the printed one. And yeah, this is, I would say, like, that's about as lumpy as if there was a dime. I wouldn't say a nickel. A dime or a penny under there. So there's definitely like this pillowing that you can feel on either side here. I would definitely use a board on the months. But then once you get to the weeks, there's no bumps here at all. There's bumps on this side. So yeah, that's kind of annoying. But again, I would use a pencil board, or just kind of go with the flow, and I'm doing just fine with it. And then back here, let's see. I'm not feeling it. Like, this is probably maybe a month or 2 in. Yeah, this would probably be May, because this is the end of April here. I'm not feeling the bumps from the months very much, and then this is completely smooth on this side. So to me, it's not bothering me. I am fine. It just took a long time, as I said in my video. 8 hours is a long time, but if you're regularly using sticker kits and stickering for an hour every week or less, half hour, you add that up over a course of a year, it's going to be definitely that much time. I'm not going to really be adding any more stickers in there. I'm keeping it pretty plain because I'm using it functionally. I'm sure maybe at some time I might add a few more stickers. But to me, it's becoming a really good tool for me to dump business ideas. And that was my main thing, is like, I would think about these ideas. I would try to capture them maybe digitally, or in a random notebook. Sometimes it's hard to find like my notebook that I have, like a notebook of notes from business classes or courses or something where I generally like write a page or a couple pages during the process of that meeting or session or class or whatever. But I don't have a place to jot down like little things, like just day to day. And those were getting lost. I had one notebook where I would just open it up randomly and just write it down there somewhere just so I could get it out of my head. But then I couldn't find them. So, and that's a neurodivergent thing, is like out of sight, out of mind. And I'm like, where did that idea go? So, yeah. Actually, I can fill this out today. I did sleep in today. That was really nice. And the rest, I don't know yet. Although I didn't do my AM routine and it's midday. So I will say, we'll get into that. What else? So I'm doing this right now, even though it's Saturday. We had this My sister's birthday is today. She got her presents. Happy birthday. And what else? What else? Trying to see. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I kind of like. I like to kind of revisit this and kind of see if the card helped me last week. So I pull one card a week. Listen and learn from the stories of your elders. What stories will you pass on to? I don't know. I mean, maybe something this weekend will kind of spur that. That one I wasn't quite as connected with, but the monthly ones were pretty good. Oh, I did do my reflections because I missed did I do it last week? Yeah, I missed this week. And then usually I go back and do those. I can probably hop on and do those because when you do them every week, you can go to the end of the month and do these monthly reflections like biggest wins really easily because you can just look at the tops right here and it just makes it a lot easier. So wins were the play dates and switching gears for the future. So as I said in my last video, yeah, my husband was laid off with the Disney layoffs and it was fun while it lasted, but he has some really good leads. Like he has people he's talking to at Apple and Netflix and Meta and some really top companies. And here in Seattle, a lot of them are here, but we would be open to moving too. So we are going to see where we end up. But I love that he's pursuing. This is exactly what I was hoping. Like he would just pursue what he wants to do next. We have a little bit of buffer time here, which is working well. And he already has his resume out. We really went deep into his resume together. I helped edit it with him. And it was strong, but it's just like every written thing that anybody has done, having somebody else have their eyes on it and say, hey, you know, it might be a little stronger if you word it this way. That's all we did. And I looked at it afterwards. I'm like, holy moly, this looks awesome. So we feel really good. We feel really, really good. And so I think he'll find something cool. And most likely it's 90% will probably, it'll be here. But if we end up moving to California, then we do. Because there's a lot down there as well, like LA, maybe San Francisco. LA would be easier because San Francisco is just so expensive. But Seattle is too. Seattle is very expensive. So we have that flexibility right now. And that's what I was telling my husband. Like if we had other things going on, we've never been more flexible and we might not be as flexible in the future as well. So this is kind of a pivot, and we'll see. Yeah, I kind of expect him to find something in town though. Let's see. So what worked was doing that Sterling Ink video. I know a lot of people just got their undated planner and are putting the stickers in and they might have questions. And so I wanted to get that up really quick. And that's part of the reason why I took extra time to sticker it and get it done so that I can kind of share that. And it is like, there's some people already hopping on because they're searching for that and seeing what it looks like. I got the A5 size. I don't think I mentioned in the video, but it's titled that way so people know it's the largest size, which I wouldn't get any smaller. It's the same size as my journal, which is slightly smaller than this, just a little bit. So I'm really glad I got that out. Switched out my hair routine just a little bit and I'm liking it. Skincare is going really well. Those were some of the things from, actually we can go back. Those were some of the things here. So I want to check those off. And we did, I want to say it's kind of half and half. When we did shop, well, no, I'm going to check this off. So my latest weekly shopping, which varies. So I have a varied weekly shopping. If you're new here, I don't do just like a shop for the week. I shop for like 2 weeks. And then on the other weeks, I'm So this week was like a meal and breakfast, and then which is usually at a Kroger store, whether it's QFC here or Fred Meyer. And then the other weeks I usually shop at Target, which is for like my son's lunches and snacks and stuff like that. And so when I do this kind of every other, or sometimes there's a week in there where we have enough like meals and I just need to supplement a little bit. Yeah, because I shop for like 2 to 3 weeks, and I don't count in any eating out. We kind of eat out on a surprise thing. Sometimes it's once a week, sometimes it's once every other week. It just kind of depends. And so I usually have enough meals. And it's just if we're super tired, and that's when we usually grab something, usually on a Thursday or Friday or Saturday. Because Thursday we're kind of dragging. So this time when I shopped at Fred Meyer, I noticed I bought less meals because I was looking to see what we had more. So that was the goal. And pantry also means freezer. So shopping kind of what we have. But I also want to dig a little deeper on that. So I'll put that on for next week. Well, it's more important like 2 weeks from now because we are fully stocked. And looking at my goal is more so to look at pantry items that we really need to use up, instead of just going, oh, we have that on hand. No, I really want to use them up because it's been a while. So that is my goal. Dentist went well. I'm going to put Cairo here too, because I forgot to put that on here. Yeah, it always very much helps to go there. I went yesterday and like I can breathe. My ribs get out of alignment, and it can make it hard to breathe. So, and that was due to giving birth to my son. So I don't blame him. It was going to happen regardless. So I didn't play as much music, some in the car, because I was doing driving things. So I am going to check that off, but I do want to play more music at home. So I will label it that. I will do that right now. Music at home. Then it's a little bit more clear. And then also up here, like pantry. Use up. So it's a little bit more specific there. We had fun at the cat cafe. And what else? So I did do a sterling. So also a little update on this pen. So this is the friction erasable, and I usually am not into these, but I got the, let's see, I'm holding up for me to see, but it's a 0.5. I think the other ones felt a little bit more ballpoint pen. I'm trying to think if I have any in my little drawer here. No, my son has them all. He had some because he likes to erase as well. But I do find that this tip is a whole lot nicer, and I know it shows up on camera better. And that's the drawback of pencil. I wonder if there's like a darker pencil lead. I don't know. I'm kind of in between, but I have been using this pretty well without being annoyed. And that's the primary thing. I do go back to pencil. Well, I used my pencil more in the Sterling ink one, and then use the pen in this one. So I didn't get to work on my website, but I did get a podcast out. I got a Plan With Me out right now, or last week. I don't know how you want to count it. Like if it's from last Sunday, I got that one out. And then this one, no, it's for this week. So because it's a Monday start. So yeah, this is for today's. And then we both went to therapy. We got a new therapist for my son. As he transitions into dealing with harder life issues of just, this is what society does. It's unfair. And that's why we have to be active in it. and do what we can. And it's hard. It's hard for a very sensitive heart like he has. So met her, and she's wonderful, and she's really easygoing, and he perked up to her. And so, yeah, it feels like a really good start. And then I've been doing some really great therapy things too. Still, I keep checking on that ER bill. Just going to forward it on. We really want to pay for it using our HR money because that's going to go away in June. And so HRA money. It's not just from human resources. It's health reimbursement. So we got to plow through that account. There's quite a bit in there. And so I think I'm going to... I hadn't been expensing any of the copays for therapy, and so I think that would be the easiest one to kind of go through and just get all those for reimbursement, because any copays we can. And then I'm ordering any kind of allergy meds and meds for my son and I, and just getting stocked up on that so we use it up. Yeah. And... let's see. Check this off. Flow, actually, because this is in pencil. This was my in-between time. That's what I noticed. A lot of things is like I'm noticing that I can do both. I'm very much into doing a messy middle and a transition where I'm using pen and pencil here together, or it may not be planning, it may be something else that I'm trying out. And there's this messy middle. And I also love fresh starts. So using the pen here, I definitely put the flow up into here, and I realized a lot more energy went into the play dates than I thought, just because just having someone in your house for quite a while, it can be a lot. They were great, but it was also like nice yesterday to not have to wear a mask in my house for like all day. So this is my spirituality mainly revolves right now around moons, like the moon cycle, and pulling cards, and then also seeing where my energy is directed. So that's my spirituality. And so that's why in this area, I'm flowing energy into health and wellness and fun and recreation for this week. That's where it felt like it went. I did end up getting quite a lot done here, but I felt like when I think of like, oh, that took a lot out of me, these are the areas. And I find that really interesting. Actually, yesterday, I want to document this as well. I've been doing a lot of new spreadsheets. I know I'm talking about that spreadsheet again. I have two of them now, one for business, one for personal. And they worked really well. And when April 1st came around, it was all set up and it felt really good to kind of reset it. And you put all your bills in there, and so it's all ready for upcoming. For some reason yesterday, I had to sit and do it for many hours. And I don't know exactly why. I think I was tired, and I did I transferred money into an account, and I was like, wait, it doesn't need to be transferred. It just needs to stay there. So I had to transfer it back. But, yeah, because it was like, well, upcoming bills, if I schedule it, which account is it coming out of? That's all. And because we have it was for a gifts account, and I had, bought some gifts, and then realized, oh, the credit card automatically takes it out of the gifts account anyway. So why am I moving it? So I think I was just tired yesterday, and it still took a long time to just kind of go through and make sure everything was balanced. And I'm kind of thinking that's the second week kind of occurrence. I'm noticing this pattern, and that's what all of this is right here, is going back and noticing patterns where I had been focusing a lot on work, but what I noticed here was I was definitely on this kind of second week of April, because we're going into a full second week here, because I pretty much pay all of our bills the first paycheck of every month. Like, I get all of those done first to see what's left. And so, you know, you write down all the ones that you have to pay throughout the month. And in a spreadsheet, that's easier, but I also have a couple digital ways of doing that. And paper way, like I have it in multiple areas. But it just took a lot longer. And I think I'm just going to have to keep that in mind. So like the second week of May. Let's look ahead here. So it wouldn't be this week. But I kind of want to put spreadsheets here. And I'll probably be surprised that it's written there. I probably won't remember. But I think I'm seeing this pattern of like, that's when my busiest time is. And then once that's all there, it's just tracking to make sure everything is through, and anything else that's kind of coming up. Yeah. If that makes sense. It's like, if you are a tax accountant, you have busier times of the year, right? Between February and April are like your super busy times. And it's just like that in month form, where there's a part of the month where you're more focused on calculating everything. And then the other weeks, you're just kind of letting it ride more. Physical environment. I was trying to think if anything did pop up this last week. We took it easy. We had so many other things going on that just like maintenance. Oh, we did the air filter. Did I have that for the last one? I don't know. Because we usually do it on the 1st, and this started on the 3rd. I'm just looking for my gray dot marker here. There it is. Right? Yes. So that's done. I'm going to push this forward. And then maintenance. And that's just everyday stuff you have to do throughout your house to me. And it clues me in that I'm not doing anything, but that the house just needs like regular stuff. So, what can I transfer over? So, this next week I have my infusion on Monday. We'll see. I think we'll see how my labs are that day. And we're still kind of on the fence on whether I need to change medications or not. And then I finally see my gynecologist on Thursday. I'm super excited to see her, because I'm like, can we take out my uterus now? Can we do that? And I have a feeling it's going to be more complicated than that. There's other things going on. So there's other factors. But if I can, and if I can like have it done in month and a half here, I will do it, because I think I get some good coverage right now to cover those costs. Let's see. So Flo, where will I invite Flo? Okay, still working on ER bill. Still plugging away at our savings. Feels really good. Spreadsheets, I think I'll just like have that on once a month, as I said. Website, which is kind of a combination of things. So then we're going to do regular plan with me and the podcast. Yeah, let's see. And then our 2 therapies. And then let's see. Possible that you might hear a violin here in a little bit. And then, because my son's going to practice. Um, so I might have more energy to do the under the bed one here. I talked about that they're coming in, Ridwell is going to take things in May, or like first week of May. So might be good to do like maybe 2 of the little storage bags under there, just get started on it. I keep purses, winter jackets only, and just there may be some blankets and sheets we're just not using anymore. So just a little bit. I think that would feel good. Looking here, let's see. I'm going to experiment with the AM routine a little bit, so maybe I want to put that on. And then I can put all the dots on here. And then we'll get back to the spread. Doing things a little out of order. I kind of mix it up, so. Just where my brain's at today. Yeah, it looks like gym. No, it's sadly I don't go to the gym. What else here? Oh, we're not doing that one. I might put that one away. I don't put a dot here because it's not a checking off for that thing. What else? Yeah, a little less fun. We had a very fun-filled week, and I need to pull back a little on that. I think this is one here, and then I was going to add. I'm gonna experiment with my AM routine a little bit more. And and then we have a iPad trade-in. So they charge you like the full price, and then you get that discounted if that all goes well. I think that's how it goes. So I really want to focus on here, work. And I also, the last couple weeks, have been doing a lot of energy into here. So it wouldn't have been quite last week, but the week before. I'm kind of just looking back because it's... Oh. I'm going to put this down here. That's the other thing, is we do have IEP. It's not this week. So we have an IEP meeting here, and then the following. This is right in here. Fortunately, taxes are all done. They have been done for a while. And that's the reason why, is because our March and April are really big. So we just get them done in February. So I think that's it for my action items. To the layout. Going to pick a card. How am I doing on time? Oh, it's already been 38 minutes. I'm sorry. I'm just in kind of a slow mode today. So this is the Future Ancestor deck. We picked this one last week. And I like to put that in the middle and then shake it up. The reason I do this is it gives me kind of a fresh perspective on things. I believe our brains can take kind of arbitrary information, like a card, and go and kind of unlock some problem solving. And for me, it helps me look at situations a little differently to try to see if I can problem solve in a way I haven't even thought of. And it's interesting. It's really interesting. If you try this, if you've never done it before, find a deck you love. This is my favorite deck. It's very simple. If you want more in-depth, though, I have decks that are very complicated too, of just like very nuanced, lots of meanings and stuff like that. But I love how simple this is for every week. And I also pulled one of these cards for every single month. That has been spot on this year. But they were on last year too. I picked one for every month last year, and they were really helpful. Really helpful, because I would look ahead going, why am I going to be sad in April? What's going on? And then yeah, I did need some support now, because I am a little sad that my husband lost his job and we're transitioning and stuff. So to me, it's not fortune telling. It's just a support that sometimes it really coincides. Now, last week's card, I didn't really quite feel it. And that's the thing. That's what randomness is. It's going to be hit and misses. And when they're hits, it's even stronger. The brain perceives that as like stronger coincidence. So the brain wants to put a ton more meaning to it when they do line up. It's kind of like, what's it called? When you are rewarding someone sporadically and randomly, instead of every time that they do something, it's actually stronger. So that's what it is. It's psychology to me. That's what it is. Empress, which I have had recently. You are a deep well of warmth and love. Continue to nurture your sacred magic. I will take that. Take that, receive that. I'm not in a taking mood, but the Empress. You are deep. Hold on with me. Get this in, and then we are good. Well of warmth and love. And my short-term memory isn't great. Let's see. Continue to nurture your sacred magic. I do very much like that one for this week. So that is the card. And this is the deck. It's linked down below if you're ever interested. Yeah. Now, what I picked for stickers and things was something a little fall. Like this is, it doesn't have the month on it, but I know this came from the fall series for Sterling ink, and this was a Sterling ink that I just have not used. The brown I really haven't used much, and I know this is kind of anti-spring. I did so much spring the last couple weeks that I just felt like doing something a little different, and it's rainy out today. Oh, this is folded back, so that little tip I'm gonna have to cut off. And the other thing I was thinking about too was that I was leaving this as kind of a work area, and I still think that's working, but I might switch it up because I'm having a new work planner. It's just something I was thinking, going, wait, do I really need to put this in here? But yeah, I very often have this planner open like all day. So this is the one that I'm looking at. And the very important things of posting videos is like, that's very important to me. So I don't miss that deadline. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I guess I don't need much explanation other than that. But I do want to use these washi tapes as I'm going. Use them up. I was so tempted to get some more washi. Oh, I have a little 31 on my ruler here, and this is Sterling ink putting in all those stickers. That's how small they are. And I was doing a month that only had 30 days, so I had to cut that out. Let's see. I was wondering though, is I also picked up this one, and would that be too much? I was kind of trying to do these. Yeah, I think that would be too much. So I'm going to keep it a little bit more monochromatic. Put a little gold in here because I really do like this gold. And I am thankful to have up until 7 o'clock. In the past weeks, because I'm using up these time strips, sometimes I'll get a month where I'll only go to 6 o'clock. And while I don't schedule many appointments after that point, and I don't track work, if I work in the evening, I don't track it here. There have been like a couple times you have seen where, oh, you know what? I'm just going to let it go. I wanted to get that a little bit more even. Go over. Go over. Ah, I don't need to do that one. I'll do this one. But today I'm tired. So we'll do that. Okay. And then I also have these. The gray one. Is the gray one in here? Which gray is this? I don't know if it says neutral set on here. This is cool gray. Was this the one that was in here? I have a feeling it was. I think this is the one that goes here. And I'm using that in the other thing here. I'm using very vague words, and I'm sorry. It just is kind of that way today. Trying to explain myself here. I put a little highlighter here when I'm writing these all down. That's what I'm doing next. So, sleep. I had kind of a couple bad nights this last week. It was hard. Well, one specifically, and then just super tired. Water is better, although I had a couple misses. Website is definitely on the top of my list this week. I'm going to say music at home. And then I didn't like AM routine on here because I don't like, so here's the thing. I do think it's important to put things in a habit tracker if you really want to see any patterns that you're having. The reason I'm going to leave it off is because I'm not to the point where I'm going to get down on myself if I only do it a couple times this week. And when I look here, I'm like, oh, I only did it twice. And for me, that's not really helpful. I would rather say I'm practicing and kind of reflect back on the week because I can kind of remember when that does happen. But to me, the trackers kind of instill this kind of like, let's get it as perfect as possible. Even though I say it's okay if I miss some. I don't know. It doesn't feel good to have it on here. When I had it on here, the AM routine part only, it just, there's some things here that don't feel right. So I'm going to leave it as this. I'm trying to think another way to describe that. Oh, that's a interesting color. I'm trying to see if that's like, I guess, like these are really interesting tones of a brown. Like gold is kind of a type of brown and beige, but it's shiny. I don't know. We're going with that. Okay. I might, during the week, change this and add something there. But this has to do with coffee. And let's see. I like this. I actually do pour overs most of the time. We don't have a coffee maker. I just have like a cone filter Melita, and we have a nice kettle that has a nice drip spout. And so for the most part, it's very similar to this method here, but I make a big batch. Oh, okay, you're gonna float then. Okay. Oh, I don't like that. I wanted to put it down a little bit. These are newer stickers. They aren't super old, but I think it's cut out. Yeah. There's a cutout part here. That's why it's causing trouble. Okay. We're going to be kind and nice and nice. We're just going to be kind. Sometimes nice can be perceived as not the greatest. See, there's a little, let's see if it'll focus, this little cutout here. There we go. Better. Much better. Very delicate still. And it has kind of those sparkles, the same sparkles here. I kind of just want to put it a little overlappy like that. So it's kind of sitting on the counter, I guess. What else? What else? I like this one. And it's getting a little hard to, that's really pretty. Has kind of the gold in there. Oh, I don't know if that'll fit there. What if I put it here instead? And is there a small thing? We can put the little coffee grinder at the top. This is where the fun and intuition kind of come into play here. What else feels good? Yeah, I'm not sure like which direction to put this in because there's not really a top or a bottom to that. They're just coffee circles. Let's see what else. I mean, I like them. I'm just not sure how to place them as easily. And yeah, I feel now that I left it a little bit more plain that I can put more stickers on. Where can this go? I kind of feel like I want to put it up here. Yeah, not very April-ish, but I kind of like it. I think it's the color palette is feeling more calm, and that's what I want to evoke for this next week, is kind of this calmness. And I don't know, again, I don't know which way. I'm going to kind of orient it the way that was on the sticker paper. I don't know. I'm kind of out of my comfort zone here. There's another one that has like a cutout in the middle. I do have more of these. I don't know if I have more of these, this particular one, but more with this. The month. I don't remember if this was November or not. Let's see. Do I want this here? Do I want to overlap it? I think I want to try overlapping. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow today. It's random. I know that other people kind of maybe put them on the edges. This planner is a little harder to do that. I can see like maybe having them on the edges for the Sterling Ink planner itself, because these are Sterling Ink stickers. And maybe I want to leave a couple for my business planner. Maybe I'll do that, because I do feel like this is quite a lot, but I kind of like them sprinkled in this one. So, I was going to then use these. Now that I have my colors done, I was going to, I have 2 appointments, 8, 5, and see, I penciled these in when I'm, just to make sure that I'm not having these occur on top of one another. But yeah, I have to be there early for that one. And then, oh, I'm skipping my therapy this week because it's my therapist's birthday. She was going to be out of town. Let's see, so we'll put 5 p.m. here. Wednesday. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see, what else do I have? This feels like I wanted it to feel. Like this is even a little orangey by accident for that. I do want to put in, I think I'll use this one. No, I want to use this one for, yeah, that's a much better, because this one's a little bit more orangey. So website is definitely first priority this week. Now that the kid's back in school. Oh, that's what it is, homework. Because we're going to go back to homework daily, which my son was doing like homework weekly, and it was too much. It was way too much on the weekends. And then he was like, okay, we're going to do this daily then. And I'm just so thankful. so thankful. Let's see. I think, yeah, we'll put that as the other big part to this week. And then appointments. So what I mean here is when I put it into the side, that means like getting through all of them for the week. It's kind of this, by the end of the week, how am I going to feel about these things? And I might put another thing later, but for right now, those work. So then I use Knockout, which I actually got, probably told this already, but I started using them when I was using Inkwell Press. I don't really use them anymore. Don't really jive with that. The owner, her focus really wasn't the same as what I wanted to keep going with. So a little too much productivity, positivity, like, I don't know. It didn't fit quite with what I wanted to do. I'm just looking at a microphone here, what color I want. These are kind of cool because it kind of matches this kind of orangey color. Basket we have on there. Yeah, it's yard waste week. And then I have, yeah, the mowers will come. The yard people will come. I got those down. Oh, I do have this for my infusion. I gassed up last week, so I have full tank of gas. No birthdays this week. There is one more thing. I think I put it in the back here. You know, I used to have laundry on here, and I'm not putting it on anymore. I just kind of like, oh, my laundry is full. I'm just going to do it now. Oh, actually, there's kind of this. I kind of like this one more. Oh, it still has a little bloop still on there. A little piece of sticker. Okay. I'm going to take this one up, save it for another neutral layout, and do that. So my reward for getting through my infusion is to go grab a coffee. And I think as of today or even Sunday, I'm losing points in Starbucks. I was going to use them on Monday. This is the second time this has happened this year where I'm about to use it. Oh, you know what? I should use these money stickers for those hard weeks, as I was talking about earlier, when it's harder to do money stuff. That is just a bigger job. Anyway, I had saved up points. I was like so close to almost getting enough for the second time I have yet to have a free coffee. Like a free one. And I've been trying for like a year because I only do this for my infusion, so every 8 weeks. And then now they're like, oh yeah, well those points are expiring, so you're like never going to reach that goal. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. I just care that I'm rewarding myself for getting through a tough time. So that is what that's about. I have to laugh at it because it's just this constantly moving like goalpost that you'll never reach. So what's the point? So I'm not playing the game anymore. I'm gonna film here. I'm gonna turn this real quick and we're gonna plan. It's more of a food plan here. We might need to, there's like one thing for my son's lunches, which was his drinks. I tried to get some yesterday and they were out. So it's the one thing that we need for the next week. I'm going to record the podcast here and then take care of plants. Which one of those plants is an avocado seed. We're actually trying to grow it. What else? The podcast goes up here. And my plan with me is here. And so extra things kind of come out usually on a Friday. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Towards the end of this month here. So this is the last day of the month. So I think I might come out with on a Friday. Because otherwise I would have a double plan with me and a monthly reset come out here. So I'll probably do the monthly reset here. I'm just going to pen that in. Pencil that in. Okay. Kind of good to look ahead. It's a spread. It's a spread. I think the stickers are a little awkward. But I like all the tones, and it's gonna make me happy when I open this up. And I think that is it. Yeah, because I did everything else. I'm trying to think if there's anything. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. Usually we have like some other. I guess we've had some birthdays. We've had some camp things. We've had. Yeah, a lot kind of in that top area, so it feels a little naked up there. Like here, we had spring break stuff and birthday and stuff like that. But I was almost going to start checking things off, and I'm like, no, I haven't done any of these things. That's how tired I am. Okay, everyone, I'm going to go because I don't want to waste any more of your time. I've drug this out. It's been about an hour. Okay. Sometimes that's how long they get. So thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week. More rested, hopefully. Although, yeah, I'll be really tired here, but then I'll get some energy back here. So Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, please like and subscribe on your way out. It helps for my videos to show up in your feed if you want to. I don't do any YouTube shorts. I know there's some discussion about people if they like YouTube shorts. I would say most people don't, because it clutters up their feed, and I actively went through and tried to like take out a lot of people's shorts, because I for one, I see them over on Instagram. Like, I'm subscribed to them over on Instagram, so I see them there. So they were just repeats. But also, to me, I'm watching YouTube mainly on a TV, sometimes on my computer, and I want something longer so that I can kind of work and listen at the same time. So I tried some of them a while back, but if I do anything short, it's going to be on Instagram. So I do not do those. Will I change my mind sometime in the future if they take off? Yeah, everyone has the right to change their minds. So, but yeah, if you have any questions about how to plan your energy. Now, the other overall thing, I'll just say this and then be done, is I leave a ton of buffer space. Like, you see how empty this is. I have like a to-do list of things daily that I fill my time very quickly with things to take care of the house or just work stuff. It fits into all of these, but these are like the very important things that I need to tend to. And so once I put all the important things down, then I know, like, okay, let's not stack 3 things on my infusion day. Because no, like, this whole day is like, leading up to that was just taking care of myself and mentally kind of preparing. Although it's easier now. And then having the afternoon off, I just come home and slip into bed and sometimes take a nap, sometimes just chill and watch some shows. So let me know what shows you're watching. I was watching, let's see, The Night Agent, which I am just totally making fun of right now. I think it's ridiculous. I'm watching Yellow Jackets. I actually got through most of, I think the last episode's out today or tomorrow, depending on when they put it up, is School Spirits was interesting. Yeah. What else? We need to catch up on Abbott. I've been watching the end of the Goldbergs because I've been watching them from the beginning. I do like that show. And what else? Started watching Unprisoned with Kerry Washington. I love her work, and it was really fun to see her in this role so far. I've only been a couple episodes in. So yeah, let me know what you're watching. And of course, I do other true crime stuff too. That's my vibes. That's my jam. So take care, everyone, and I will see you next week. Yes. Bye.